You know, sometimes life breaks you so hard that even your own reflection feels like a stranger. You wake up one day, and the person you loved the most is gone. The dreams you built together are shattered. The laughter that once filled. Your home has turned into silence that screams, louder than anything, and you're over 40. You're not that young man or woman anymore who can just move on overnight. You've seen life. You've given your best years to someone or something, and now it's gone. You feel like your story is over, like you've missed your chance. But let me tell you something. That heartbreak was not your ending. It was your awakening, because sometimes pain is not sent to destroy you. It's sent to rebuild you. Maybe you lost someone. Maybe you lost your marriage, your job, your identity, your confidence. But listen carefully. The moment you decide that this pain will not define you, that moment you are reborn. You see, the world tells you that after 40, life slows down. They tell you it's too late to start again. Too late to dream. Too late to love yourself again. But that's a lie. Because history is full of people who started after 40 and changed everything. Colonel Sanders was 65 when he started KFC. Vera Wang became a designer at 40. Stan Lee created his first superhero at 43. They were not done. They were just getting started. So if you're sitting there heartbroken wondering, why me? Well, I want you to look in the mirror and say this out loud. This is not how my story ends. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Standing at the edge of your greatest transformation. Yes, the pain is real. Yes, the loneliness hurts. Yes, you cry when no one's watching. But you know what's also real? Your strength, your wisdom, your experience, your power to rebuild. You've already survived your worst days. What's coming next is your reward. The world needs your story. The world needs to see what happens when a broken heart refuses to quit. When you were young, you chased dreams for others. For love, for family, for acceptance. But this time it's different. This time it's for you. You're not chasing anyone anymore. You're not proving anything to anyone anymore. Now you're rising for yourself. And let me tell you, when a person over 40 rises after heartbreak, they rise like a storm. Because now you have scars, and scars are proof that you healed. You have wisdom, because you've lived through both love and loss. And most importantly, you have focus, because you finally know what truly matters. Don't run from your pain. Face it, feel it, then turn it into power. Every tear you cried, every night you couldn't sleep, every moment you felt forgotten. That was the universe preparing you. Preparing you for a chapter that doesn't depend on anyone else. A chapter where you are the hero. You think it's too late? Let me ask you this. Too late for what? To dream again? To build again? To live again? No, my friend. It's never too late. It's only too late when you decide to quit. Right now, you have something people in their 20s don't experience. You've seen love, you've seen loss, you've seen betrayal, you've seen truth, and that makes you unstoppable. Don't waste that pain, use it. Let it fuel you. Because success built after heartbreak is the most powerful kind of success. You see, heartbreak breaks your ego. It destroys your comfort zone. It forces you to meet the real you. And when that happens, you become dangerous. Not to others, but to every limitation you ever believed in. This is your time. Your second life. Your rebirth. You thought the end of your relationship was your fall. But actually, it was your launch. Now you're about to build something so powerful that even your pain will bow before your strength. So get up, wipe those tears. Look in the mirror and say, I'm still here. Say it louder. I'm still here. Because if you're still breathing, you're still becoming. Do you know what the most powerful moment in your life is? It's not when everything is perfect. It's not when people are clapping for you. It's the moment when you're broken, standing in silence, and you still whisper to yourself, I will not give up. That's real strength. That's what champions are made of. You've already been through the storm. You've already walked through fire, but you're still here. That means the storm didn't win. The fire didn't destroy you. It purified you. Now every scar you carry is not a mark of pain. It's a medal of survival. You earned it. And you didn't earn it by luck. You earned it by standing tall when everything inside you wanted to fall apart. Listen to me. Heartbreak is not a curse. It's a calling. It's life's way of saying, you were living small. It's time to grow bigger. Maybe you spent years giving your heart to someone who didn't value it. Maybe you gave your loyalty to someone who betrayed it. Maybe you believed in forever, but forever ended sooner than you thought. And now you don't even recognize the person in the mirror. But that's exactly where rebirth begins. When you lose who you were, so you can meet who you're meant to become. There's a power inside you that you haven't even met yet. It doesn't live in comfort. It lives in pain. It wakes up when life hits you the hardest. That version of you. The one that rises from heartbreak. That one doesn't just survive. That one conquers. Think about it. You've already faced rejection. You've already faced loss. You've already faced nights when you felt invisible. And yet, you're still here, reading these words, listening to this voice. That means there's something inside you that refuses to die. That's not weakness, that's divine fire. That's resilience. That's purpose. Every person who ever became great had to walk through darkness before they saw light. You can't skip the pain. You can't fast forward the healing. But you can to become unstoppable. When you're over 40, people think your best years are behind you. They think your dreams expired. But what they don't understand is you've just begun to truly understand life. Now you know what matters. Now you know who's real. Now you know the value of peace. This time you won't chase people. You'll chase purpose. This time you won't beg for love. You'll build self-respect. This time you won't fear being alone. You'll fear wasting your time with the wrong people. You've changed, and that's powerful. You don't need to go back. You need to move forward. Stronger, wiser, calmer. You don't need validation. You need vision. You don't need revenge. You need results. The version of you that was broken will never return. And thank God for that. Because the new version is not built from comfort. It's built from character. You don't even realize it yet. But your pain has sharpened your soul. You've learned how to see through fake smiles. You've learned how to stand alone and still shine. You've learned that peace is better than attention. And self-respect is louder than love. You're becoming the kind of person that others look at and wonder, how did they do it? And you'll smile, because they'll never know how many nights you cried, how many times you fell, how many times you thought it was over, but still chose to rise. That's what heartbreak does. It breaks the weak version of you, so the real one can rise. You might be in your 40s, 50s, or even 60s, but that doesn't matter, because strength doesn't have an age. Passion doesn't have an expiry date. Greatness doesn't belong to youth. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. You've spent years building others up. Now it's your turn. You've spent years loving others. Now it's time to love yourself with that same energy. You've spent years giving. Now it's time to receive what you deserve. And let me tell you something powerful. Every setback you faced, every heartbreak you endured, every person who walked away, they didn't leave you empty. They left you open to transformation, open to your purpose, open to your greatness. Now it's your turn to write the comeback story. Not for the world, not for the haters, not even for the ones who hurt you, but for you. Because you deserve to wake up in the morning and feel proud again. You deserve to look at yourself and say, I did it. I turned my pain into power. There's a reason why the phoenix rises from the ashes, not from the clouds. Because only the ones who've burned in pain can rise in strength. That's you. You're that phoenix. You're rising, and when you rise this time, you won't need to prove anything. Your success will speak louder than your heartbreak ever could. You see, the universe doesn't punish you. It redirects you. Sometimes it removes people and plans that no longer match your purpose. It closes doors because you are about to walk into a smaller life than you deserve. Don't cry over the door that closed. Smile at the new one opening. Because behind that door, your new destiny is waiting. And when you step through it, the world will know your name. Not because you were lucky, but because you were unbreakable. You know what's funny? People think success happens when you're confident, when you're ready, when life finally gives you the green light. But the truth is, success begins when you're broken, tired, and scared, and you move anyway. Courage doesn't come from comfort. It comes from pain. We'll win. It comes from nights when you don't know how you'll survive. But you still wake up and say, let's try one more time. You've done that before. You've been there. You've walked through heartbreak with a smile on your face and fire in your chest. And that's why this time, this version of you, because you're not chasing validation anymore. You're chasing victory. You're not trying to prove someone wrong. You're proving yourself right. The people who left you, the ones who doubted you, they served their purpose. They became the reason you built your empire. They don't even realize it, but their absence became your motivation. Their rejection became your direction. Their silence became your soundtrack. Every time they said, you can't, you replied silently, watch me. That's the energy that changes lives. That's the mindset that builds legacies. You see, when you hit 40, something changes in your soul. You stop chasing approval. You stop needing permission. You stop trying to fit into places that were never built for your greatness. Now you move differently. You think differently. You speak differently because you've seen what fake looks like. You've seen what pain feels like. And you've learned that peace is worth more than any relationship, any deal, any attention. This is your era of self-mastery. Not ego, not revenge, not noise. Just quiet, unstoppable progress. And that progress? It doesn't scream. It speaks softly. Through discipline, through results, through transformation. Every time you wake up early to work on your dream, that's progress. Every time you forgive and move on instead of arguing, that's growth. Every time you choose peace over drama, that's power. This is what success after heartbreak really looks like. Not flashing lights, not fake smiles, but a calm confidence that says, I know who I am now. And that version of you, the one who knows their worth, is dangerous. Because no one can manipulate you anymore. No one can shake you with rejection anymore. No one can break you with silence anymore. You're not where you want to be yet, but you're far from where you started. That's progress most people can't see, but one day they will. Because consistency is louder than words. And you've been consistent even when no one was clapping. Do you know how rare that is? Most people quit when no one notices them, but you didn't. You kept going. That's the difference between average and legendary. You may not have millions yet. You may not have fame, but you've got fire. And that fire, when directed with purpose, will move mountains. You are not behind. You're just building silently. You are not late. You're just preparing perfectly. You are not broken. You're being rebuilt stronger. And when the world sees you rise, they'll call it sudden. But you'll know it wasn't sudden. It was years of silent battles, unspoken tears, and relentless faith. You kept your head down when they laughed. You stayed focused when they left. You stayed kind when life wasn't fair. And that's what makes you unstoppable. Let me tell you something. When you rebuild after heartbreak, you rebuild differently. You don't chase excitement. You chase alignment. You don't chase people. You attract energy. You don't chase validation. You embody self-respect. That's the evolution of your soul. And once you reach that level, your life starts to align in ways that seem magical. Because now, you're not fighting against life. You're flowing with it. You start meeting people who match your energy. Opportunities begin to appear that fit your passion. You start feeling lighter, calmer, stronger. That's not luck. That's alignment. Because pain clears out the fake. It burns away everything that doesn't serve your growth. And what's left is pure purpose. You had to lose some people to find yourself. You had to break to rebuild better. You had to fall so that you could learn how to fly. So stop asking, why did it happen to me? Start saying, it happened for me. Because if that heartbreak never happened, you'd still be stuck in your old story. You'd still be trying to please the wrong people. You'd still be living small when you were born for greatness. Now you're awake. Now you're aware. Now you're alive. And when a person comes alive after 40, there's no stopping them. Because they've seen too much to fear failure. They've felt too much to fear loneliness. They've survived too much to fear starting again. And that's you, the one who refused to stay broken. You may not realize it yet, but you are becoming the hope for millions of others who are silently suffering, thinking their life is over. When they see you rise, when they hear your story, when they feel your strength, they'll find theirs too. Because pain shared becomes power multiplied. You're not just rebuilding for yourself. You're becoming the blueprint for others. You're showing what's possible. You're proving that even after heartbreak, after 40, after failure, you can still create magic. This is your redemption story, and the world needs to hear it.